Hey everybody, it's Meredith Miller with Inner Integration. Today I am so excited to share with you this episode of the Emotion Code Toolkit that will teach you how to access your subconscious mind. As you might know from doing my self-healing courses like the 12-week Sana series or the self-care mastery course, the subconscious mind is what's really guiding you through life. It's where the programming from childhood and past experiences gets stored. It's where your emotional baggage is embedded, and it's like a magnet that attracts experiences to you based on the past programming. I've mentioned in videos how trauma is stored in the subconscious mind, and that's why we can't heal it just by talking about it. Talking about the trauma can be really helpful because we can vent, we can start to feel relieved, we can even get feedback and insights from a professional. That can all be very helpful. But thoughts are the realm of the conscious mind. We need to go beyond that. We need to delve deeper and access the subconscious mind so we can change our programming and clear the trapped emotions from our past experiences. In this episode that you're about to see, you're going to learn a form of muscle testing that you can do on your own. You don't need anyone else's help. You can do this with your body to access the trapped emotions and release them. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the body is the subconscious, so that's where this all gets stored. You're also going to see in this episode a very helpful emotion code chart. You're going to see that come up on the screen. You're going to find a link for that PDF in the pinned comment below and also in the video description. So you can download that PDF, you can print out the emotion code chart, and you can work with this at home to release your trapped emotions. Once you've identified the trapped emotion, Dr. Nelson, who's the host of this series, is going to teach you how to release it. This practice is really helpful when you get a pain or an injury and you're trying to figure out what's going on at the subconscious and emotional level. A very important part of healing is facing the truth and letting yourself really feel the pain about that truth. When you allow yourself to feel it, the emotions can come up and be processed so you can grieve the loss caused by difficult life experiences. The CPTSD, which is the complex form of PTSD that people often get after abusive relationships, causes layers upon layers upon layers of trapped emotions that can only be released by allowing yourself to really feel them. The only alternative to feeling and releasing the trapped emotions is to keep repressing the feelings of pain. And that only leads to the repetition compulsion where we go through the same kinds of experiences over and over again, further traumatizing ourselves. That can lead to psychosomatic pain and illnesses because when the mind gets overloaded, it has to send some of that stress to the body. Psychosomatic doesn't mean it's all in your mind. It means your mind was so stressed out that it had to send some of that energy to your body. When we aren't allowing ourselves to truly feel the truth, we will fall into distractions, into addictions, which lead us further into that downward spiral of self-deception and illusion. This short episode is going to give you some powerful tools that you can use to empower yourself in your healing journey. I've worked with Gaia to personally choose some of my favorite content from their platform to upload to my YouTube channel as part of our partnership. So I'm going to be bringing more content like this to you to help you in your recovery after narcissistic abuse. So what you'll notice is this content isn't exactly specific to narcissistic abuse, but it always contains things that you're going to be able to extract from there to help yourself in that healing process. If you love this episode, you might want to check out more on Gaia. They've got series, documentaries, and other films on topics such as new science, spirituality, and holistic healing. You'll find that link in the video description below and also in the very first pinned comment. And if you decide that you want to join Gaia, a portion of those proceeds goes to support inner integration. So stay tuned right now for this episode of the Emotion Code Toolkit, Accessing the Subconscious.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bradley Nelson. In this episode of Emotion Code Toolkit, I'm going to share with you some powerful information about your subconscious mind. In my years of research, I have found that getting rid of your emotional baggage can change how your life manifests as far as abundance, as far as love, and health. The subconscious computer within you is by far the most powerful part of who you are. You spend your waking hours in your conscious mind, and that's where you take tests and you go to school and you watch TV and you work your job and have your relationships. Meanwhile, your subconscious mind is creating new cells for you every moment, is digesting your food, keeping your heart beating, keeping your lungs working. That subconscious part of you knows and remembers everything that you've ever done. Every face you've ever seen in a crowd, everything you've ever eaten or tasted or touched or smelled is recorded in that holographic computer of your subconscious mind. It knows why your life may not be working as well as it should. Your subconscious mind, knows what emotional baggage you have and what effects that emotional baggage is having on you. And the only way that we can get to that emotional baggage, find out what it is and release it, is by accessing your subconscious mind. In the earlier episode, I showed you how you can get answers using the elbow test. Now I'd like to share with you another kind of testing that we call the sway test, that some people find even easier. To understand how the sway test works, it's helpful to think about plants. A plant will grow towards the light coming in from a window. By the same token, a plant will grow away from a speaker that's playing harsh, grating sounds. Your body will tend to sway forward if you're holding thoughts of truth or positivity or congruency. Your body will tend to sway backward if you're holding thoughts of negativity, falsehood, or incongruency. So, let's do this. First of all, stand up, drop your hands to your sides, and allow yourself to totally relax. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the reaction that my body is undergoing as we do this. First thing I'd like you to do is think about the word war. War is about the most negative thing that happens on the planet, and I'd like you to think about what really goes on a human level in war. And as you think about that word, and as you think about what really goes on in war, the moment your subconscious mind connects with what your conscious mind is thinking, at that moment, your body will start to sway backward, away from that negative thought of war. Now let's try something positive. I'd like you to think about the word gratitude. Is there somebody in your life that you have gratitude for? Allow your heart to fill with gratitude for that person. Maybe it's a parent, maybe a loved one, whoever it might be. And as you allow your heart to fill with that feeling of gratitude, when your subconscious mind makes a connection with what your conscious mind is thinking, you'll start to sway forward just like that. Now, we can use this method called the sway test to find emotional baggage. Here's how it works. As you're standing there, totally relaxed, close your eyes and make this statement in your mind. I have a trapped emotion that needs to be released. As you hold that thought in your mind, I have a trapped emotion that needs to be released, your body will start to sway either forward or backward. If your body sways forward, that is your subconscious mind telling you, yes, you do have a trapped emotion that needs to be released. Once your body says, yes, you have a trapped emotion that needs to be released, at that point, you can go to the emotion code chart. Start by figuring out which column this emotion is in. Ask yourself, is this trapped emotion in column A? Focus on that thought for a moment and allow your body to either sway forward or backward. If your body sways forward, then that emotion is in column A. If your body sways backward, the emotion is in column B. Either way, you can next narrow down the rows by asking, is this trapped emotion in one of the odd rows? If your body goes forward on one of the odd rows, you've narrowed it down to 15 emotions out of 60. Now you can ask, is the emotion in row 1 in column A? If it's not in that one, Ask if it's in row 3 in column A or row 5 in column A. It will be in one of those. Once you narrow it down to a particular cell, you can then ask which emotion it is by naming the emotions one at a time and asking if it's this one or this one or this one, and so on. Once you've identified the emotion, you can then ask, do we need to know more about this trapped emotion? In other words, does your subconscious mind need to have you dig a little deeper to find this emotion and bring it to the surface and release it? If you do need to know more, usually the only thing you'll need to know is when it occurred. And what you can do is you can take the age of the person and divide it in half and ask it if it occurred before that time or after that time, and you can narrow down the age that quickly. Now, once you've identified the trapped emotion and the body is ready to release it, you can simply pass a magnet, any kind of magnet, or your fingertips over the governing meridian like this. Now, the governing meridian starts at the tailbone, travels up the back and over the top of the head. And what we do is we simply put some energy into that meridian like this. It takes 3 swipes to release a trapped emotion, just like so. One of the beautiful things about this work is that none of us have ever seen a trapped emotion come back. When you release a trapped emotion correctly, it's gone forever. A great analogy for this is if you take a credit card out of your wallet and you look at a credit card and it has the magnetic strip on the back. If you rub that magnetic strip with a magnet, that data is transformed and the information there is gone. And that's a similar process here with the emotion code. You're releasing the emotional energy and it's gone. I'm Dr. Bradley Nelson. Thank you for joining me. In our next episode, we're going to be talking about the heart wall and how you can release it.
I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Emotion Code Toolkit. If you loved it, give the video a like. I would love to hear from you, your insights, your experiences, your opinions in the comments below so we can continue this conversation. This content is really important for empowering yourself to face the pain caused by abuse so that you can release the burden of the emotions produced by those horrible life experiences. Remember to check the video description or the pinned comment for the link to Gaia, as well as the Emotion Code Chart PDF that I mentioned. So you can download that, you can keep it on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, you can even print it out. That way you can start working with these tools that you just learned about. So stay tuned because you'll be seeing more of my favorite videos from Gaia here soon. I'm sending you a big hug.